who does... Yeah, it's an advent calendar, but it's a gingerbread house. I need the athletic woman. Who's she supposed to meet? You have nobody to send anything to? I don't either. You know, I really don't. Every year and maybe this is a little bit of a downer, but every year I take out my photo album and I look at how many people that I've known that were sick and have passed away that are young. You know, Christmas time is a time to remember people that aren't around also. I wonder. Link, did your father pass away? It's not easy. It's not easy to... you want me to share... let me share something with you. Now, you know, we were talking about Christmas and people that are gone, and you know, you can share with people things that, you know, Christmas is a time to remember people. You know, I'll share with you some funny pictures of people who are gone. If you can believe it, on the left side is me. Could you see that? See, the man in the top picture is Mr. John, and he was older. He was an older man, so he passed away. The two girls down below were very dear friends. They both passed away. Both gone. I keep this book. These are friends, all friends that I knew over the years that are gone. And maybe it sounds a little bad, but every Christmas I take it out, because Christmas time is not just to celebrate the people that are around, but to remember some of our old friends that are gone. Let me see if I can find a better picture. Here is one of the funniest ladies I ever knew. Her name was Helen. Can't really see her very well. And she was actually she was ignorant. I guess the word would be ignorant. She couldn't really take care of herself too well. But she was about, I don't know, 7 foot tall. She was an Amazon. She was absolute Amazon, and she laughed at everything. And you know, it just was a wonderful, wonderful lady. Let me see if I can find one more. Where's another one? Oh, I don't know if you can see this picture very well. Stahami, do you remember the man that I told you about? I don't know if some of you have heard the story about a friend of mine who, he was a heroin addict. I didn't know him when he did heroin. And he died. And I spent 3 days holding this man in my arms when he died. The hospice people wouldn't allow him to do anything. You know, you weren't allowed to give him water or anything else. Well, this is a picture of him. So there. So now I've shared with you something special that at Christmas, I always take that book out, and I always remember my friends that have passed away, because it's just you can remember the people that are gone as well as you can remember the people that are there, and Christmas time is all about doing that kind of thing, you know. So be good. And remember Grandma or Dad or whoever has passed away. And remember them and be happy. Be happy. You never know what tomorrow's going to bring. Your cousin overdosed on heroin. I lived, about 8 years ago, I lived in a hospice for almost a whole year. And I met many of the characters who were sick from things that they had done earlier in their life that they really didn't know. They didn't know what, you know. I mean, they didn't know where it was going to lead to, and they didn't know that they were going to end up in a place, you know, where, I mean, the hospice was the last stop, you know. Did I find the eager? I may have. Let me see. I think I have. Oh, I don't have enough chops yet. Well, do you know what most of those pictures were taken of? When I was in the hospice, I was very sick, and they put, you know, I basically was there because they considered that I wasn't coming back out. And do you know what I ended up doing? Was making bingo every week. Goodbye, Caridio. I made bingo. I found a bingo set that was in the TV room, right? And I got them together, and every week we played bingo. And it became this momentous thing of all these people that were very sick. Oh, you're still here. Okay. And they would drag themselves out of their rooms, and whatever holiday it was, we would try and get something hung up on the walls, and we played bingo. And it was the coolest thing, because I mean, all these people knew that they didn't have long, but they would play bingo like so fierce, so they would have all those cards all over the place, and they would have a blast. And the dumbest gifts that we got donated, like slippers and pillows. One of the most important things to somebody in a hospice, if you ever go to a hospice or one of the more important things to a person is a good pillow. Did you know that? Did you know one of the biggest prizes ever was for them to win a new pillow, a fluffy new pillow, instead of that crap. Your dad passed away in a hospice? Yeah. Hospices are not bad places. The one that I stayed in was like an old Western church, and it was right on the bay of Miami. So when you wanted to go outside, you could walk outside and actually sit on the bay of Miami and watch the boats. And every day, the priest would come out of the little church, and he'd ring his bell, and no one would go, but he would ring his bell, and he would do his little thing every day. It was kind of scary, right? To have a priest that walked around, and then the nun who ran the place. What a bitch she was. Before I left there, they sent her back to Africa. That's where she she ran an orphanage of some kind in Africa. All the better. All the better. Get that bitch out of here. Alright, we're looking for more. And I don't consider, as much as we talked about politics, I think talking about, the holidays, and it may be a Christian holiday, but I think it's a holiday period. Whether you're Jewish or Christian or Muslim, I still think that everybody kind of feels a holiday feeling of some kind during this time of year. It doesn't necessarily have to be something to do with religion, I don't think. I would almost rather December be about just everybody being happy with each other than having to deal with the religious part. I think there should be once a year. I really do. I think there should be once a year, a month, that we celebrate a time when everybody's nice to each other. Yay! We're ready to ride the cab. Okay. 103 people watching. Well, I'm sure that all my friends in the book would be happy to know. I remember one of the people